Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. I'm working in my Large Dylusions journal today on a double page spread, and I'm starting off by adding a thin layer of gesso to both pages. This is a Dina Wakley gesso, but you don't have to use that. Any gesso works just perfectly fine. So once this was dry, I then knew that I was going to use some gloss sprays on the background for the colour. I'm just working out which colours I wanted to use. It wasn't a rainbow sort of page. I wanted a fairly subdued background. So then I decided I was going to use Medieval and Sand, and added those two colours to the page, wiping the nozzles after I'd sprayed. I often forget to do that, and it's very frustrating because then they get clogged and they won't spray when you want them to. So if you can remember to wipe them, it's a really good idea to do that. I did use a third colour, and that was Mineral. This is one of my favourite colours. It's a sort of grey blue, and it's a lovely subtle colour. So once they were dry, I then used a Scrap FX stencil called Zebra Circle stencil, and I'm using Sand because that was one of the colours I'd already used. I just wanted to tone down some of these darker areas. This is one of my favourite stencils at the moment from Scrap FX. It's really pretty. I do love circles. And then I was using this, this is a stencil also from Scrap FX. Didn't show up as much as I wanted to. I went in with Mineral. It's called a Loopy Script stencil. And then some splatters using Marine, I think. That looks like Marine. Just to add some splatters onto the background too. Obviously I'm drying these layers in between, but I don't leave the drying bits in because that's a little bit boring to watch. So this is an image of an amazing gentleman called Captain Tom. Now in the UK, in our first lockdown with coronavirus, this gentleman did the most amazing thing and raised a terrific amount of money for charity. He's just incredible. And so I found this image of him in a magazine called The Big Issue, and decided that I wanted to use it on my journal page. So this journal page is kind of documenting life and something that had happened that's part of history. So for me, art journaling can be about all sorts of things, and I do it for lots and lots of reasons. And sometimes it is nice to journal about things that are actually happening in the world. So that's how this page came about. I decided that he needed a crown because I kind of feel that he's a bit special, this chap. So I found a gold coloured page in a magazine and just cut a crown shape out of it. And then I'm sticking him in. Poor Greg Wallace is getting glue all over his face. Sorry, Greg. And then I stuck Captain Tom in. Just leaving him just as he is. The only thing I'm going to do is give him a crown. There we go. And then the words that were his own words that he said, I decided I would stick them in. We've got to look after one another from beginning to end. And then, I don't know, at the time when I was doing this page, I was going through a phase of adding a black border around my pages. So obviously this is what I'm doing. And I'm using black gesso, that scary thing that I often get out and scare you all to death with. So once I'd done that, I then used a white gel pen and just sort of did some rough scribbly lines around the outside. I wanted to journal at the side as well and just write some words about Captain Tom. I wasn't really sure. Yeah, I'd say I wasn't really sure. I knew what I wanted to say. I wrote it in, and then, I don't know, I seem to remember that I didn't really like how it looked, but never mind. It's done. It's there. I went over it with a white pen just to push it away a little bit, and I think I liked it a little bit better like that. That's okay. And then some doodling. It was a doodly day, so I did some doodling as well. And some more doodling on those with the white gel pen. I think looking back now, it looked better without the white doodling on it, but never mind. And then I journalled in the border using a white Posca pen. Just some words that I'd found about Captain Tom. And this is my page that reflects on something that had been happening at the time. And then I ran out of space and so squeezed the rest of the word in, just in little tiny writing. I was a little bit annoyed about that, but never mind, it's okay. And some more doodling up the side of the page, just to fill in that empty space. Yes, I kind of wish that I'd just drawn the outline of those leaves and not filled them in with white lines, because they do disappear, but hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And then I used a blue Posca pen and just went over the lettering on those words. And then I used the same pen to do some splatters onto the page. And then finished off with some scribbly journaling just up the side of the page, just writing some thoughts about this amazing chap. And yet more blue pen over the writing that I thought I liked, and apparently I didn't. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video.